I've got so much to talk about, Felix.
Well, you've got exactly 2 minutes and I'm walking out of here, okay? Let's go now. Come
Okay.
on.
All right, we're going to do a Q&A. How about that? A very
quick Q&A, that's the way to go.
Very simple Q&A.
Now let's do it. We're going to do a lovely Q&A. Let's go.
Very simple Q&A.
Let's go.
Your favourite meal?
Japanese.
Favourite drink?
Glenmorangie with 1/8 of spring water and, don't tell Scots people, 1 ice cube.
Favourite movie? Hippie Hippie Shake, by the sound of it.
Favourite movie? The Battle of Algiers.
Favourite song?
Today, I don't know much about history. I don't know much trigonometry. Sam Cooke.
Fantastic.
Wonderful world.
Your most treasured photograph?
Germaine Greer doing what Germaine Greer should not have been doing in 1971. And no, I am not going to tell you what Germaine Greer should not have been doing. But I have the photograph. No.
Did you take it?
No.
Describe.
It was taken by, no. It was taken by a professional photographer, and the answer is no.
Was this in the school children edition?
No. Okay. We're moving on.
What was she wearing?
Nothing. Move on.
What's your favourite indulgence?
Walking in the woods and not having to do business or write poetry or do... Just walking in the woods.
How much are you worth today?
Absolutely no idea. Any man who can count his money is not really very rich.
What's your philosophy for life?
Just do it. It is far easier to apologise than obtain permission.
The happiest day of your life so far?
To be honest, it's either the day my first book of poetry was published, which would have been in 2002, or it would have been in 1982 when I got my first few million quid.
How about the saddest day?
Well, obviously, the saddest day is, for nearly all of us, a wonderful friend has died. I think I don't like people dying. I wish they'd stop dying on me. But there you are.
Are you thinking of anyone in particular?
Yes, I am. But we'll move on. I won't tell you who it is. But no, it's when they die, and that's, you can't get them back and boss them around anymore.
Have you ever contemplated suicide?
No.
What part of yourself would you change if you could?
My temper.
How bad is your temper?
Very bad.
Are we close to it getting very bad?
No, you're not even remotely close to getting my temper.
Who's been the biggest love of your life?
Pass. I mean, I have a wonderful lover and companion, Mary France, but I haven't known Mary France for even half my life, so that's nonsense. I suppose the biggest love of my life is the woman that gave birth to me, I guess, but I haven't got an answer to that question. It's too sweeping.
Who'd be your guest at your fantasy dinner party? Anyone dead or alive?
Good Lord. Well, you'd have to have William Shakespeare, wouldn't you? And then we'll have to have that miserable old git Goethe. We've got to have him in, I suppose, for a start. We can't move around. And then, there's St. Augustine. I've got to give him a piece of my bloody mind. I certainly wouldn't hang about with that. That would start the minute he arrived. And then who else have we got? Well, we've got to have people, I suppose. I'll have Freud there to tell him what a muck-up he made of his wretched, ideas, about penis envy and all the rest of it. Time to take him on. Charles Darwin, I'm totally in love with. The first environmentalist, Lauren Isley, I'd love to have him. John Donne, the metaphysical poet. Absolutely have to have John Donne, the metaphysical poet. And if John Donne couldn't come, I'll take Andrew Marvell or Herrick. And let me see, I'll give you 2 more. Got to have a couple of ladies, I suppose, otherwise I should be accused of, God forbid, sexism. Well, I would really like to have, I think, Josephine Baker, the great dancer, and I think I'd like Ada Lovelace.
Sorry, Linda Lovelace?
No, not Linda Lovelace. Ada, the woman that was the first software she works with Charles Babbage, who created the analytical engine, and she was the first person that realised that software was possible if you created the hardware. And what is her name? You'll have to help me and insert it later.
Okay.
At the bottom of the thing. She was absolutely wonderful. He created this analytical engine which could only be built out of wood and metal and was hopeless, but worked perfectly when we finally built it many, many, many years later, the first computer.
Right.
And she was a relative, I believe, of Byron, and a natural mathematician, and realised that you could actually create software. That you could create something that would feed through this analytical engine and give you a result at the end. Quite extraordinary. And that was a woman, not a man. She sat there and figured that out. I think that's wholly admirable. Wonderful. And how pitiful that as a man, I can't remember her proper name. I know it's Ada. Anyway, go on.
We'll find out. If you had one last phone call, who would you say, who would you call and what would you say?
The last phone call?
Yeah.
Well, on camera, I've got to tell you that I'd call my companion and lover, Mary France. I suppose. I don't know. I don't own a mobile phone. I never have. I've never used a BlackBerry. Never sent a text message. Never received an email.
How do you cope
Never
with...
sent an email. No. I don't do any of those things.
2 more questions, Felix. What do you think happens after death?
Nothing.
Do you believe in God?
Define God. Gotcha. Thank you. Gotta go.
Okay. Now, one very, very last question, Felix.
I've got to go.
Would you like to buy accessinterviews.com?
No.
Are you sure?
100%. But I wish you the very best of luck, brother.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Cheers. Gotta go.
All right, you got that?
I do have a board meeting seriously waiting for me. They're all sitting around a fucking table.
You're
Good
in?
to meet you, my friend.